chị ơi. Sáng nay á, em chia sẻ xong tự nhiên có những cái mình cũng chưa rõ lắm á. Thế là mọi
Dạ,
người cũng cùng cùng nói vô với mình, nên mọi người cũng rõ hình ra luôn. Mà mới được
vâng,
có
đúng
một
rồi.
phòng thôi
Ngày
đó.
hôm
Sáng nay mới
qua
chia
cũng
sẻ
vậy
có
đó.
một cái
Lúc
đồ
cô
hình
Yến
một á.
vâng, hôm qua là lúc cô Yến chia sẻ cũng vậy á.
Ừ.
Ừ. Dạ rồi, mình cứ chia sẻ đi, mình cứ đọc đi cô. Ai vô thì đọc xong
Nè,
khoảng 9:20, 25 gì đó mình ra là vừa cô.
nè, nè.
Rồi mình lại nhảy sang bên kia. Dạ, cứ
Ừ.
vậy mà làm đi cô.
Nè,
Mình cứ để 10 nhá, còn lúc nào đọc không kịp thì anh dừng lại tí, mình đọc xong mình lại chạy tiếp.
nè.
Hay là để 8 cô?
Chắc 9 thì chị thôi, 9 cho nó nhẹ
9
tí.
hả?
10
Dạ,
em thấy em đọc đuối quá.
dạ, 9. Rồi,
Dạ,
ok.
dạ vâng.
Dạ rồi, mình phát nha. Yes,
Dạ.
từ ngày, con đang để từ ngày
Yeah.
71 đi. Dạ.
Vâng.
I'm on track, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's
Yes.
go. Dạ. Day 71.
Day 71.
April
Courtesy and service
20.
of what word of the
Hostessy and
merchandising
justice
today
are
and
what was
applying to
of
the person who is marketing personnel service.
merchandising today,
Even more
and
directly than
applying
to
to the
the
person who
employer
is marketing personal service, even
is
more
an
directly
employee
to the
employer
employer
and
because
and more
employing
because
both
if they
the
fail to
employer
service well,
and
they
his
pay by
employee
the
and
loss of the
employee by the
privilege of
public
serving.
they serve.
We can
If they
all
fail
remember
to
the
serve
time when
well,
the
they
gas
pay
met
by the loss
corridor
of their
pounded on the door
privilege
hot
of
enough
serving.
to break the
We
panels.
can
When
only
the door was
remember the
open,
time when
he
the
pushed
large
his way in
metal
and
reader
invited,
pouch on the
invited
door
with the
harsh
skull
enough to
in his
break the
way and
panel.
plainly said,
When the
"What the
door was
hell did
open,
you keep
he
me
pushed
waiting
his
for?"
way in,
At that he
in in with
undergo
it,
a change,
with
the
a
matter man
scowl
now
on his face,
conducts
with
himself
Henry
as
said,
a
"What
benchman
the
who
hell did
is
you keep
delighted to be at
me
your
waiting
service,
for?"
sir.
On that
Before the
chance and
guards
the roll
company learned
of
that
change,
this
the matter
calling
man
mechanism
now
was
conducted
accumulating
himself as the benchman
liability
who
now
is
to be cleared
delighted to
away.
be at
The
your
polite
service, sir.
salesman of oil
Before the
burners came
company
along
they
and,
learned that
with a
their
lens of his
calling,
business,
calling
using
matter
the
men were
description, I
accumulating
spent 7 months in a
their ability never to be
anthracite
cleared
reasons of
away. The polite salesman of oil burner
Pennsylvania,
came along and
studying
did a land
condition with
of his
coal,
business.
but destroyed the
During the
coal
Depression,
industry.
I spent
Among
several
service very
months in the
significant discovery
Atlantic
was the fact
coast
that rate on the
region
price
on
of operator and their
Pennsylvania,
employee
studying
was a
conditions which
huge
always
cause of the
destroy the
loss
coal
of business
industry.
for the
Among
operator
several
and
very
loss job
significant
and loss of
discoveries
job for
were
the
faced
miner. Through the pressure of
through
a
the
group
pressure
is
of a group of the
overzealous
overzealous
labor leader,
labor leader
representing the employee and the
representing the
risk of
employee
profits
and
on
the
the part
risk
of
for
operations
profit on
and
the part of the
anthracite
operator.
business. Secondly,
The
wine.
unstructured business,
Why does
certainly
the core
the
operation and
wine,
their
the
employees rover shop
co-operator and
battles with
the
their
employee
another
drove
against
set
the guts of
wagon
the
with one another,
bargaining to the
adding the
bride of the
cost
coal
of the
anti-crime? They
bargaining to
discover
the
the head
price
built up
of the
the wonder
coal,
with it for the
until finally
manufacture
they
of oil
discover
burning,
they had
outfit
built
and
up a wonderful
Mabuse
business for the manufacturer
producer of crude
manufacturer
oil. The
of
worst
oil
is thing
burning
is that
outfit
many
and the
have reached
producer
to the
of
people
crude
the few
oil.
have
The
discovered is
wages
meaning.
of sin
Now
is
and
dead.
for several
Many have
years,
read
to
this in
entire
the
what
Bible,
has been
but few
listened
have
by force and
discovered
to
its
the
meaning.
statement which
Now
might be
and for
called
several years,
whatsoever
the
a
entire
man's
world has
soul
been
wet
listening by
and
force
shall
to
his
the
soul
sermon which
wit.
might well be called whatsoever a man showeth, that soul he also reap. Nothing as
Nothing is
widespread
widespread and
and
effective as
effective
the
as the
decryption could
description
possibly be
could
a
possibly be
coincidence.
a
Decryption was a core. Nothing
coincidence.
ever happened
Behind the
without a core
depression
in the
were a
moment. The cause
cause.
of the
Nothing
decryption is
ever happened without a cause.
traceable
In the main, the
directly
cause
to
of
the
the
worldwide habit
depression
of
is
trying to reach
traceable
without solving. So
directly
should
to
not
the
be
worldwide habit
mistaken
to trying to read
mistaken the
without
mean that
sowing.
the decryption
This shall
represents a
not be
clock with the
mistaken
word
to
is
mean
being
that the
informed to read
discretion
without having
represents a
sold.
clock
But
with
truth
the
is that
word
the word
in
sold,
being
the
processed
wrong
to read
shot or
without
seed.
having
Any
sold.
farmer now
The
has
trouble
become
is
a
that
sow
the
the seed
word
of
sowed the
fruitless
wrong
and
sort
reap
of
a
seed.
harvest of
Any
grain.
farmer
Beginning
now he
at the
cannot
outbreak
sow
of
the seed of
the good war,
tasteless
the
and
people
reap
of
a
the goods
harvest
began
of
to sow the
grain.
seeds of service
Beginning at the
at the quote
outbreak of the word
at the
war,
goods in
the
both
people of
quality
the
and
world
quantity.
began
Nearly
to sow
everyone
the
was
seeds of the
engaged in the
service
process of
inadequate
trying to guess
in both
without giving.
quality
This
and quantity.
illustration
Nearly
effort
everyone
into the
was
esteem of
engaged
those who is
in the
personal
pastime
service to the
of
market
trying to
to
get
show
rich
that
for
we are
living.
well,
These
that we are
illustrations
where we
are
are
brought
and
to
what we are
to
because
the
of our own
attention of those who
conduct.
have a
If
personal
there is
service
a
to
principles of
market,
cause and
to
effect,
show that we are
agriculture,
where we
business,
are
finance,
and
and
what we are
transportation,
because
the
of
same
our
principle visual
conduct.
and determines
There is a principle
data.
of cause and effect which control business, finance, and transportation. This same principle controls individual and determines their economic status. What is your
What is the QQS rating?
rating?
QQS
The
rating. The
causes
cost
of
of
success
success
in marketing
marketing
services
service
effectively and
effectively and permanently has been clearly described unless those qualities are studied,
those causes
analyzed,
are
understood,
studied,
and applied.
analyzed,
No man can
understood,
market
and
his service
applied. No man
effectively
can
and
market his services effectively and permanently. Every person must
Everyone
be our
must be
salesman
his
of
own
personal
salesman
service.
personal
The
service. The
quality and the
quality and the
quantity of
quantity
service
of the
rendered
quiz
and the
renders and
spirit in which
the
it
spirit
is
in which
rendered
they is renders
determine to a
determine
large
in a large
extent
extent the
the
price
price
and
and the
the duration
duration
of
of
employment.
employment.
To
To
market
market personal
service
service
effectively,
effectively,
which
which
means
mean
a
a permanent market
market
at
and
a
a
satisfactory
satisfactory price
under
under
pleasant
present
condition.
condition.
One
One
must
must
adopt
adopt
and
and
follow
follow
QQS
the QQF
formula, which
formula,
means that
which means that
quantity
quality
plus
plus quantity
quantity
plus the
plus the
proper spirit
proper
of
spirit of
cooperation
cooperation
equal perfect
equal
salesmanship of
perfect
service. Remember
salesmanship
the
of service.
QQS formula,
Remember the
but do not
QQS
apply it as a
formula, but
habit.
do
Let's
not
analyze
apply it as a
analyze the
habit.
formula to make
Let's
sure you understand
analyze the
exactly
formula
what
to
it
make
means.
sure
Quality
we
of service
understand
shall be
exactly what
constructed
it
to mean
means.
the performance
Quality
of
of
every
service
detail in
should be
connection
construed
with their purchasing
to
in the
mean the
most
performance
efficient
of
manner
every detail
possible, with the
in
object
connection
of
with
greater
your position
efficiency
in the
always in
most
mind.
efficient
Quantity
manner
of service shall be
possible with the
understood to
object
mean
of
the average of
greater
the rendering
efficiency
or the
always in
service of
mind.
which we are
Quantity
capable
of
at all
service
times with the
should be
purpose of
understood
increasing
to
the
mean the
amount of
target
service
of
renders as the greater
the
speed is
on the service
developed
of which you
through the
are
practice and
capable
experience.
at all
Emphasis
time
is
with the
again placed on the
purpose
gross
of
habit.
increasing the
Spirits of service
armor
has
of service
shall
rendered
be
as
constructed
greater
to mean
security
the
developed
habit of
through practice and
agreeable,
experience.
harmonious
Emphasis is
conduct with
again
the
placed on the
induced
word
cooperation
habit.
from
Spirit of
associates and
service
fellow
should be
employees.
construed to mean the habit
Other courses of qualities and quantities of service is not
Adequacy of
sufficient to
quality and
maintain a
quantity to service
permanent
not
market for
sufficient to
service. To
maintain a
conduct a
permanent
spirit in
market
which
for
you
service.
deliver
The
service, it
conduce,
is a
conduct,
stronger
conduct, or the spirit in
determining
which
factor
you
in
deliver
connection with both the
service
price
is
you
a strong
receive and the
determining
duration of
factor in
employee.
connection with
And to
both
penalty,
the price
stress
you
this point
receive
more than
and
bear
the
the connection with this description of
duration
the
of
factor which leads
employment.
to success
Until
in the
penalty
marketing of
stress
personal
describe
service.
more than other in
He
connection with
emphasized again
description
and
of the
again
factor
the
which leads to
necessities for
success in the
harmonious
marketing
conduct.
of
He
personal
stresses the fact
services.
that he could
He
not retain
emphasizes
any man, no matter of place or
again and
quantity,
again
and how
the necessity
efficiency
for
of
harmonious
quality
conduct.
he was
He
only
stressed
he
the
worked
fact
in
that
a
he
spirit
would
of
not
harmony.
retain any man,
Mr.
no
Kennedy
matter how great a quantity
insists
or how
upon the
efficient the
being
quantity of
agreeable
his
to
work,
prove that he
unless
placed
he
his
worked in
high
a
value
spirit of
upon this
harmony.
quality. He
Mr.
permits many
Kennedy
men who
insisted upon
comfort
men
him in his
being
stand to become
agreeable
very
to
wealthy,
prove that
though
he
who did not
placed a high
conform
value
and
upon
had
this
to make room
quality.
for
He
others.
permitted many men who conform to his standard to become very wealthy. Those who did not conform had to make room for others. The importance of pleasing personality has been stressed because it is a factor which enables one to render service
to the proper spirit.
If one has a personality which pleases and render service in the spirit of harmony, these aspects often make up for deficiencies in both the quality and the quantities of service rendered. Nothing, however, can be successfully substituted for pleasing conduct. The capital values of the services. A person whose income is derived entirely from the sale of personal service is no less a merchant than the man who sells commodities and is my warranty at such a person is subject to exactly the same rules of conduct as the merchants who sells merchandise. This has been emphasized because the majority of people who live by the sale of personal service make the mistake of considering themselves free from the rules of conduct and responsibility attached to those who engage in marketing commodities. The new way of marketing service has practically forced both employer and employee into the partnership alliances which both take into consideration the rights of the third party, the public they serve. The day of the go-getter has passed. He has been supplanted by the go-giver. High pressure method is business illegal. There will never be the need to put the lid back on because in the future business will be conducted by methods that will require no pressure.
the
The
actual
actual capital values of
value
your brain
of your
may
brain
be
may
determined by the amount
be
of income
determined
you
by
can
the amount of income
produce
you
by
can
marketing your
produce
service.
by
A fair
marketing your services.
estimate of
A
the
fair
capital values of
estimate
your
of the
service may be
capital
made by
value of
multiplying your
services may be
annual
made
income
by
by
multiplying
16
your
or
annual
two-thirds.
income by 16 and 2/3.
And
As
two-thirds,
it
as it is
reasonable
reasonable
to estimate that your
your annual income represents 6%
of your
of the capital value.
Money
rents for
rent
6%
for 6% per annum.
Money is worth no more than brain. It is often worth much less.
It is often worth much less.
Competence brain effectively marketed represent
much
a
more
much more desirable form of capital than that which is required to conduct a business dealing in
commodity.
Your brain are a form of capital which cannot be permanently depreciated through depression, nor can this form of capital be stolen or spent. Moreover, the money which is essential for the conduct of business is as worthless as dunes until it has been mixed with efficient brain. Cái này là sand dune là đụn cát. Hôm bữa mới đọc.
The 30 major causes of failure.
How many of these are holding you back? Life-related tragedy consists of men and women who honestly try and fail. The tragedy lies in the overwhelmingly majority of people who fail as compared to the few who succeed.
I have had the privilege of analyzing several thousand men and women, 98% of whom were classed as failure.
There is something radically wrong with our civilization and a system of education, which permits 98% of the people to go through life as failure. But I do not write this book for the purpose of normalizing on the life and that write a book of 100 times the size of this one. Many analyze the what there are 30 major reasons for failure and 13 major principles through which people accumulate fortune. In this chapter, a description of the 30 major causes of failure will be given. As you go over the list, check yourself by point by point for the purpose of discovering how many of these causes of failure stand between you and success. Unfavorable hereditary background. There is but little, if anything, which can be done for people who are born with a deficiency in brain power. This philosophy offers but one method of reaching bridging this weakness through this act of the mastermind observe with profit. However, that this is the only one of the core failure, which may not be easily
corrected by any individual.
Lack of well-defined purpose in life. There is no purpose of success for a person who does not have a central purpose and defined goal at which to aim. 98 of every 100 of those who have analysis and had no such aim correct. This was the lack of ambition to aim above
ambition to
we
aim
often no hope for the person who is so different as not as the one to get ahead in life and who is not willing to pay the price. In sufficient education, it is
and who is not willing
which may be overcome with comparative ease. Experience has proved that the best educated people are often those who are known as the self-made or self-educated. It is more than a college degree to make one a person of education. One and people who is educated in the one who has learned to get whatever he wants in life without violating the right of others. Education consists not so much of knowledge, but of knowledge ethics effectively and persistently applied. Men are paid not merely for what they know, but more particularly for what they do with that which they know. Lack of self-discipline. Discipline comes from the self-control. That means that one must control all negative quality because they can control conduct. You must control the self. Self-mastery is somewhat destroyed. We will ever control if you do not control self, you will be conquered by self. You may see at one and the same time both the best friend and your greatest enemy by stepping in front of the mirror now, and no person may enjoy outstanding success without good health. Many of the core of this health are objects to wisdom, mastery, and control. These elements are overrating the fruits, not conducting health, wrong habits with thought, and giving extended to negative, wrong use of and over indulgence of sex, lack of proper physical exercises, and in the poor supply of fresh air due to the improper resting.
Lack of proper
Hôm nay mình đọc tới chỗ này thôi cô.
And inadequate supply to fresh air due to improper breathing. Dạ. Đến hết 74 hả chị ha? Dạ.
Dạ, 71, 72, 73, 74 là cũng được 4 bài đấy.
15 phút 23.
Dạ, 15 phút. Dạ rồi, đến từ 71, 72, 73, 74. Rồi, biết ơn cả nhà.
Biết ơn.
Dạ, biết ơn cả nhà, biết ơn cô Hương, biết ơn cô Hà.